Welcome back to the channel, YouTubians, Pad Card Skill Dreams. First off, I just want to thank all my subscribers and viewers for checking out the last couple videos. I really appreciate the support and all the likes, comments, views. Support is very much appreciated. So today, as you can tell by the thumbnail, I've got the Jungle Jim funny car. The final stance is in. I had a lot of trouble with this thing. Yeah, this has been one hell of a build. Oh, I just got a phone call. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Where was I? Yeah, so I had a ton of trouble with this thing. I've got it on all fours and they all touch the ground, so that is big success. So I'll get you guys turned around. I'll explain everything I had to do, show you where I'm at with this build, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we are. Here's the final stance. All the wheels are attached. I mocked the body on top of the chassis. The chassis is 100% done. These wheels I had to move forward and out. So the wheels that come in the kit for the back were a lot skinnier. These ones are way wider and taller. So I didn't have to lower it in the back, but these meats are so wide I couldn't get it any lower anyway. There's just enough space there. They do sit a little bit forward. You can see the spacing out the back. There's very little space here, but there is space. If I end up moving these back, which I probably won't, because it's super glued in place. Like, I mean, I put the glue to it. I glue bomb this thing. I glue bomb this baby. But I'm pretty happy with the way it's sitting right now. I'm happy with this. I can live with this. The front is just off the ground slightly, 2-3 inches scale, so that's good enough for me. I've got all the bodywork done except the only thing I keep having issues with. I'll just take this body off real quick. Is the just move this out of the way. I'm just going to reset this real quick. I like having that low view when I start so you can see the stance. Anyways, so I'm still having issues here where I mated the roof together. So I just put a little bit of Tamiya sanding, Tamiya putty. Put that this is probably the 5th time I've done it. I also use sprue glue along there to fill the big gaps. And then I did like 3 rounds of putty. And then I put some primer on it, put more sprue glue, primer, and then I just did a little bit of putty just today or last night, and then I sanded it down this morning. So I'm basically ready to prime it again, and I'm hoping the line, like, it was very faint, but it was still there. Side marker lights, those are gone, thankfully. The front end, pretty smooth. I might sand that out before I hit it with primer just to smooth it out a little more, just to make sure. Can kind of see a faint line there, but it's barely noticeable, so I think I better sand it out just with maybe some 800. That's what I did this top. I was using 600 and 400 before, so maybe if I go to a lighter grit. So that's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with how this body's turning out. So my only issue is going to be the front glass. I do have the glass from the kit. I've cut off the rear window because that'll still fit. That was not modified. That'll fit in. I cut the centerpiece out, and I'm going to see if I can shape this front part to fit. I still have this mocked in just for the mock-up, the shroud or whatever, I don't know what they're called. I still have that on there, so I'll take that off and then I'll see if I can somehow get this to fit this new A-arm front end roof part. If I can, that'll be great. If not, I'm going to have to figure something out, which I may go with using my 3D lenses and maybe do a line down the middle where it would represent this windshield would come off in two parts. But we'll see how that goes. But I've got to get that windshield figure out before I go to paint, because I don't want to get all handsy with the paint. It's been so humid here. It's been raining every day for the last 5 days. So I haven't been able, even if I was ready to go to paint, I wouldn't be able to. It's too humid out. And I got to get a dehumidifier, or a dehydrator, sorry, so I can get these paints cured up. It just seems this summer has been so humid. The beginning of this summer and spring has been so humid. Even the tires that I painted the other day, they're still sticky, and that's acrylic. So they turned out really good though, and I'm pretty happy with that. How that looks pretty cool. Not bad for a kit that was just littered with mold lines and everything else you can think of. All the mold lines, they weren't just mold lines. Like literally all the mold lines made it look like the parts weren't even glued. Like, you know, when you glue a part together and you don't quite get it symmetrical, and it's like, that's what it looked like. It was like are the halves coming apart? Like, what is going on? Anyways, I got most of it fixed up. The chassis was warped. The frame was warped. I got it together as best as I could, and it was not good. And so I had to do a little trick with getting, like, this thing is solid. It's on all fours, which I am very proud of for this kit. So what I did was I put the back tires on, I blocked the front end, and then of course out of the things that I made to get the tires out further, I had to put some styrene and shape it and whatnot to get these wheels out further. You can see, like right here, this is the kit part where it would normally sit. I had to cut that off the pins, create more width with styrene. And so when I block these tires, I use these plaques that I got. I use these. I square it all up on the table, and I use these to square the tires up, line everything up. So it's nice to have the lines on the mat for that. So I blocked it under here. Got them sitting good. Put some Tamiya extra thin just to start, and then I started slowly putting super glue on all the joints, because they wouldn't even sit flush to the kit part, because the kit part, I'd get one piece on and be like, oh, right on, and then I'd look at it and I'd be like, oh my god, this is warped. It's not even square to the to anything. It was just, oh my gosh. I couldn't, like, I'd fix one part and then the next part would be all out of whack, and I'd be like, oh my god. It was just over and over having to fix something after I'd fixed the previous part to fit. So it was a lengthy process. I spent the last 2 days just on this front end. But I got it. It's not going to be posable steering, and I'm fine with that. Completely fine with that. I did finish up the wiring on the engine. I did some... So I just did some... let me zoom this in. Get her in frame. So I made a return spring and a throttle cable. As you can see there, I did do the butterflies, so I did them in like a gold to kind of match the wiring and stuff like that. I finished up the front fuel line to the front tank. Those turned out okay. Yeah, just turned out all right for what it is. For what it is, it turned out really good. I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty crude kit anyway, but I'm happy that I've overcome some of these challenges. So the steering wheel is just from the parts box, drilled out, and the seat is from the parts box, molded in seat belts, so I just painted those up. Scratch built the shifter lever part and just glued that onto the base, the kit base. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, the front end is horrible. The rear end isn't much better, but at least it looks decent. Just did some black washing in there and different metals, and yeah, here we are. So pretty happy with this, how it turned out, and the way this tire is still loose. That's at the knuckle there, it's loose now. Anyways, so it sits on all fours. I'm happy, and I'm gonna go with that. And I gotta get going on this body. And appreciate you guys checking out the video. Hope everyone's doing well, having a good weekend. Prayers for those who need them, and hopefully we will talk to you soon. Pat out, Model 1.
Thank you very much.